something just came to me, and sometimes I'll have some realization or some, well, it's more of like a realization, some evolution of some thought process, and I come to a conclusion, and sometimes when I'm in bed or I'm a little tired, I don't feel like acting on that conclusion or that realization or some evolution of this process I'm in, turning the wheel of Dharma on the Indian flag. I showed you my tattoo, and then it goes away, like that opportunity to expound on that realization or conclusion that's a part of this process of turning the wheel of Dharma on the Indian flag, which I created with Lord Vishnu millennia ago. That opportunity goes away. So what just occurred to me is that Peter, Swami told me, or God, as I say, I talk to God on his throne in heaven, and I hear Swami's voice inside me, and he guides me internally at the Antaryami. And it was Swami or God who told me I was Peter. And I said I was Peter, and then I Googled to see if there were mudras on the hands of Peter, and there were. So there's a record the government has, because I am a Vibhuti-taking person of interest. And I said I was Peter, and then I Googled to see if there were mudras on the hands of Peter, and there are. So let's talk about Peter a little bit. Jesus incarnated thousands of years ago, or whatever, 2,000 years ago. And Peter was born, and somehow Peter made his way to Jesus, and mudras manifested on Peter's hands. So mudras, in all likelihood, would manifest on the hands of God. So they are on the hands of God. You see them on the hands of Sri Buddha. You see them on the hands of Sri Shankaracharya and the hands of Wei Wing Loring. And those mudras are in the hands of Peter, which put Peter in that company and make him God. So for that reason, I say he was the Naranataraj avatar of Sri Shiva, Michael and Christ, as opposed to just Peter alone. So that's what I wanted to talk about, and it was something that just came to me, and I decided to act on it, because if I don't, it's usually pain. If you don't listen to Swami's instructions, it's a lot of pain. So that mudra never manifested on my hands, but I had a vision of this famous Narayan print that's on this temple sculpture. It's sculpted into the side of a temple in India, and I have that print on the wall in the next room. And there's a mudra on the hand of Nara in that print. You see Lord Vishnu with 4 arms and Nara with 2 arms. And in that print, you see Nara with his hand in the mudra extended downward. And Swami gave me a vision saying, that is who I am. And I wrote to the Indian embassy, and I told them that I had that vision, and that Swami told them I'm that in that mudra. But that mudra didn't manifest on my hands, and that's the mudra on the hands of Sri Peter, or Lord Peter, but I called him Sri Peter. So it was something right that just happened, but you see that mudra on the hand of Nara, and that's the mudra on the hand of Sri Peter. So you see mudras on the hands of Nara, and you see mudras on the hands of Sri Peter, and they're the same mudra. So I did write to the Indian embassy and tell them that I had that experience with Swami, that he said, I'm Nara, and he pointed out in a vision that mudra on the hand of Nara and that Narayan sculpture, and that was not on my hands, but he told me I was Peter. I Googled to see if there were mudras on the hands of Peter, and that's the mudra on the hand of Peter, and it did manifest. I tried a little bit to see if that would work, and it didn't, but then it did manifest after I thought about it and put some effort into it. So you see the mudra on the hand of Sri Peter, and the company Peter is in with those mudras on his hands is Wei Wing Loring, Shankaracharya, and Sri Buddha. And who else? I don't know. Maybe they'll pop up somewhere else, and I'll be that also.